Answer That and Stay Fashionable really solidified AFI as a band to watch in the California punk scene. It brought a new sense of energy and precision to the genre that was really seeing itself go off in different directions at this point. It showed a real sense of commitment to making music full-time and not just as a hobby for the band. And it was even enough to get them a record deal with Nitro Records, run by The Offspring's Dexter Holland. AFI released their follow-up album through Nitro Records called Very Proud of Ya in 1996. The album really builds off of what they started with Answer That and Stay Fashionable. However, it does carry over a lot of its charm, but also some of its flaws. Very Proud of You is a much shorter album than Answer That and Stay Fashionable by about 5 minutes or so, despite the fact that it's actually 5 songs longer than the previous album. Now, most of these songs kind of clock in between the 1.5 to 2 minute mark, which actually helps strengthen some of these songs because they never really outstay their welcome on this album. The production on this album has seen a huge step up, which is kind of expected, the fact that they're actually on a label at this point. And it results in, again, strengthening a lot of these songs with that production and just the overall update to the writing that's on this. The song that opens this album, called He Who Laughs Last, is actually one of the songs that they released a music video for. It's probably one of the best tracks that they've written. It's definitely something that should be included on any AFI best of, and it's a lot of fun overall, but it's also kind of very angry and aggressive at the same time, but it's done in a very sarcastic manner, and it's something that I really like. It's a great kind of just fuck you song, and that's really why it stands up overall on this album. Another track on here that's a lot of fun and kind of really catchy is the song Cult Status, which is has this awesome fun chorus kind of about assimilating into a scene and stopping being yourself. And it's just dripping with sarcasm and a whole lot of fun, which is kind of overall what they've done on the previous album, Answer That and Stay Fashionable, as well as this album, Very Proud of Ya. And like I said, the production on this album has seen a drastic improvement overall, which kind of can be seen as a good or a bad thing. Answer That and Stay Fashionable had this rough around the edges, do-it-yourself kind of charm to it. And on here, everything feels really clean and polished, which works in the sense that you hear everything comes through loud and clear and very clean, but it just lacks some of that edge that the previous album really had. Overall, to me, I think they're both equally as good as each other. I think they each have their own strengths and weaknesses that kind of balance it out overall. The only real issue that this album has is one that it also kind of shares with Answer That and Stay Fashionable, which is that while they're trying to bring things back to the roots of hardcore, and they're doing it in this overall kind of fun, lighthearted manner overall, they don't really do anything that stands out on this album either. Over 20 songs, there's a lot of them that actually end up feeling forgettable over time, and they don't really stick with you. I mean, there are tracks on here definitely that do stick with you over repeated listenings, and it's a solid album to listen to all the way through. It is a great album, and it's a very strong album overall. It's just that it kind of gets lost in the overall sound of what was going on at that time, and it just really doesn't do anything to really break out or anything that's commendable above and beyond just making a great straightforward punk album. And just overall, it does bring back a lot of things that were kind of missing in the genre, like they said, that lightheartedness, that sarcasm, but it just doesn't do anything to kind of break out in any way. Thank you for watching part 2 of the AFI Review Series. Next time we'll be taking a look at Shut Your Mouth and Open Your Eyes.